Well, Jeff Bezos is warning Americans to brace for recession. In a tweet last night, the Amazon founder wrote, "Yep, the probabilities in this economy tell you to batten down the hatches." Bezos' comments came in response to a CNBC video clip of the Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. In an interview on Squawk Box yesterday, he said there's a good chance a recession could happen soon.
I think you have to expect that there's more volatility on the horizon. Now, that doesn't mean for sure that we have a really difficult economic scenario, but in the distribution of outcomes, there's a good chance we could have a recession here in the United States.
Solomon and Bezos are not alone. Other businesses, or I should say business and executives and financial institutions, are bracing for an economic downturn, and a lot of people believe we're in a recession already. As we reported last week, the International Monetary Fund warned the worst is yet to come for the global economy. And JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon told CNBC early last week that the U.S. is likely to hit a recession 6 to 9 months from now. Andrew Ross Sorkin's with us, Squawk Box co-host. Andrew, is just the rich people figuring out what everybody else already knows, or is that too blunt?
It might be too blunt, but I think that when you hear somebody like Jeff Bezos, who clearly has his finger on the pulse, given exactly how large and the scale is of Amazon's business, both in the retail space, and then when you think about AWS, its cloud business, so it's touching all sorts of businesses around the world. When he says batten down the hatches, I think it's worth listening.
You know, the president announced this release of oil from the strategic reserve. As we reported, this was already announced long ago. Does anybody really think this announcement is going to change anything with the oil cartel cutting production?
Well, I would tell you that the experts that we've been talking to all day and frankly, for the last several weeks say no. Can it do something at the margins in the immediate term? Possibly. But when you start to think about the larger implications down the road, the idea that we're going to have to repurchase more barrels, we're now, in terms of deficit, we're down to 1984 levels. And the cost is still going to be real. This is not free. And in fact, people forget, but back in 2020, the Trump administration actually tried to buy barrels, wanted to resupply that petroleum reserve at $24 a barrel.